What a great time and place to continue the conversation of Aubrey Marcus as I take a walk in the woods. Boy, many of us have had reactions. Many of us have filmed our reactions and posted on YouTube. And I'm appreciating all the reactions, all the commentaries. I have so much to say, and I'm not going to say it all, but what I am going to say is that thank you to Aubrey, to Vilana, Alana, Mark, for giving us the opportunity to react so almost violently, to cause such a deep awakening of our own inner truth as we viscerally respond to the words spoken by each of them, to how we felt to the words, how we felt just feeling into the energies of each of them, how we listened to our intuition to hear what wasn't spoken, to hear the underlying intentions of each of them, especially Aubrey and Mark, to see the response that the hidden underlying dynamics, to feel the hidden dynamics, to see the hidden dynamics operating in each of them, their traumas, their traumas that were in the shadow, that were either not addressed, that were manipulated into something else, Aubrey, or to see, we got people coming. I'm going to continue this conversation though, to see the underlying dynamics of what wasn't being spoken for Vilana and Alana. We'll continue this conversation. Okay, I'm near the end of the trail and there's more people. So when we do family constellation work, we access the field, which reveals the underlying hidden dynamics in family systems and all types of systems operating. And so through this conversation, we were able to see, hear, sense hidden dynamics that perhaps they're not seeing, but we as witnesses were able to see. So the question can be, well, are we projecting our own traumas, our own relationship to the dynamics of their relationship, the patriarchal, the manipulation, the spiritual guru, victim perpetrator? Are we reacting in some form, projecting? Most likely, we're human beings, we're going to be looking through some filter. Are we also seeing, like we see in family constellations or like we see in the field, the dynamics, the universal dynamics, so feeling into the energy and the information of the field? Are we sensing the energy and information of each of them and their dynamics that's operating in the universe? Yes. So this is also true. There are some truths that are in the field that we're not projecting, we're tapping into those universal truths. Okay, so both can be true. I hope that was clear. So again, gratitude for them. I think it was even mentioned by Mark at one point, this play that they have staged on stage for us to all witness. And a theme as of late in the collective, in all of our personal lives and also in the collective, especially in relation to our government, we are seeing where we have been in narcissistic relationships, where we've been manipulated, controlled, lied to. So we're seeing that on the collective level, governments, and also I know many of us are seeing that in our personal relationships. I'm not saying we're all victims here. some of us can be perpetrators. So there is this victim-perpetrator dynamic that is being revealed in the collective on a massive level and also in our personal relationships. And once we can see it in the collective, like a play that's being play that's being shown on stage, we can so much more easier as a mirror see it in our own lives and our own relationships. Okay, so they've given us that gift where through this absurdity in their relationships dynamics, the way that their dynamics was framed, and and given to us, presented to us, I'm hearing from most people, and it also felt true for me, felt like a manipulation. This trail became suddenly popular. Felt like a manipulation. If I'm a spiritual guru and my business is tied to my personal life and I'm not living in integrity, I'm gonna go to my edge and shift that bar of integrity. I'm gonna narrate my story to fit the life that I'm living. So when Aubrey and Mark create a new language, a new framework to fit the desires that are out of integrity of the initial agreement in the marriage and the relationship, to fit Aubrey's desires. And we as audience, we as some of you clients of Aubrey's, are receiving this framework, this narration, we want to ask, what are the intentions? What are the intentions of Aubrey? What are the intentions of Mark? I'm gonna leave the women out of this for right now. And what it sounds like, Aubrey was selling courses around relationships, but not being truthful to his clients about his relationship, then he's going to change the narrative, change the subject's information within the course, because that's his business, right? That's his livelihood. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's manipulation. There's so many things that I want to speak to here. If a person's guru, spiritual advisor, has a past that how do I say this without mincing words, but being respectful to the space? Where he's been accused of being a perpetrator and admitted to perpetrating actions. We'll say that. I'm going to question the person. I'm going to question the spiritual leader who has that person as his right-hand man, literally co-creating a book together on relationships. Something is way off there. Something is way off. And I don't know why the women are not questioning, and maybe they are secretly. There was so much not spoken from them. It was very abstract, delicately crafted, abstract answers from both of the women, scripted. Like, this is what my mind's completed. This is what conclusion we've all drawn for me to think. So, Mark wants to sell books. He's trying to get back into business. And Aubrey's got a lot of clients, a lot of followers. And there's going to be people out there, and no judgment if this is where you are in your life. And it may serve you immensely to do this, to be in a relationship with more than one person. It may serve you, maybe for your greatest good to do that. No judgment. No judgment with Aubrey, Vilana, and Alana. Again, I'm not checking into their soul path. This may be for their greatest good, for each of them to be in this relationship right now. What I am saying is, what a gift to all of us who can tune into our own truth, to see this show, this play unfold, to see the dynamics, relationship dynamics for our own healing. Where am I being triggered personally? To help heal the collective. There's quite a bit of patriarchal, more than one wife, competition between wives because they fear they're going to be rejected. They have to be chosen for their own safety, stability. There's quite a bit of ancient patriarchal relationship dynamics that are being repositioned as the new evolution of relationships. Maybe. I haven't seen into the future. Maybe this is an evolution. Doesn't feel good. Feels like a manipulation of the past. Ilana feels very sad. You can hear it, see it. The tears coming down as she's speaking are not happy tears. The deaths she has experienced feel like her not honoring herself. So little parts of her dying, not sacrifice. Let me back off from that. I don't want to use that word. It is sacrificing parts of herself for Aubrey, for this relationship, for this dynamic, for this lie. Okay, so why do I care? I care about healing, honoring the self, being healthy. I care about not perpetrating, being responsible for yourself in relation to others. I care about that. If somebody's hurt, I care about that. But truthfully, their relationship has no effect on me. So, again, this can be on their soul path, no judgment there. So how it is affecting Valana right now, I'm really feeling how it's affecting the dynamics, the healing of the feminine. That matters to me. I care about that. So I'm going to talk about that. Also, what this is bringing up is historically, for thousands and thousands of years, as men in this dynamic of relationship, we can call it the patriarchy, have had the freedom and the blessing of the tribe to cheat, to leave the mother of their children, their wife, for others, to have multiple wives. Women have had little to no power in this dynamic. Men have had all the power. So what that's created is a dynamic between women, among women, of jealousy, of competition, of threat, of instability, because another woman can come in and take your man, take your safety, can ostracize you and your children. This is survival wiring. And so this is also in the female collective that is wanting to be healed. So we see this dynamic coming up here in this relationship, and we also hear Valana and Aubrey speaking to Valana suppressing that. Like, that comes up as a real biological true response for her, and her having to get over it. But it's an actual threat. It's an actual threat. So this competition, or which again wasn't out in the conversation, it was hidden, justified, is a dynamic that is wanting to be healed with women. And this was recently brought to my attention. Again, reminder of how we as women, we have this desire, longing to partner with each other as sisters, sisterhood. And yet there's this shadow coming up that I keep running into, where once a woman is stepping into her own light, or she is stepping into her own truth, whatever it is, and the other woman feels threatened by it. So looking again at the history of the power struggle, the lack of power that the woman had. Women are feeling threatened by each other right now. So there's this jealousy that comes in, manipulation, attempts to control, to put the other down. It's pretty gross, pretty nasty. So we're not seeing this. We didn't really see that out in the open there, but I'm sure it's in the background. I think they were kind of talking through that, and perhaps it's inevitable. Again, it's part of our biology, part of the shadow. Okay. Again, so many threads to this to look at, to pull at. Let me continue walking uphill. Oh, I'm almost done. So in conclusion, man, I keep presencing, thinking about this, because We want to be aware of the information we are consuming, the people who are putting themselves out there as experts, as spiritual, this is another point that I wanted to mention, as spiritual leaders, because if the gods give them a message that's dangerous, ISIS gave Aubrey the message to have children with both women. In the medicine space, in not just the medicine space opens one up to the other dimensions. So when we're accessing these other dimensions, medicine or not, we are in a space where entities that some don't have our greatest good at heart, lower frequency entities, we are susceptible to them. Some people are consciously, knowingly working with these entities. Some do not know that they're working with these entities, these lower frequency entities that have their own intentions. Sometimes these entities come through and they come through as light, they come through as guides, they come through as ISIS. And they're tricky, they're tricksters. They're not God. They're not our guides with our greatest intention, our greatest good at heart. So whether or not Aubrey knows this or not, whether or not he's aware of what entities he's working with, doesn't matter to you. What matters to you is that you're aware of how you are receiving this information, that you're discovering your own truth by watching this play unfold. And if you are in a relationship, in whatever form, and this even could be a relationship with yourself, perhaps you're your own victim perpetrator. Where are you either a perpetrator or a victim? Where are you manipulating yourself? Where are you being manipulated? Where have you looked to outside information, outside people, gurus, to tell you what is your truth? Thank you, Aubrey, for shining this light. So only you can tell you what's true for you. Others can be mirrors, others can be guides, can give you tools, but only you can tell you what's true. So what was your response to watching the unfolding of this play?